Hello everybody, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today is going to be a quick 5-minute art experiment. In front of me I have some smooth, I don't know if it's watercolor paper or drawing paper. It's from a spiral that was Legion Stonehenge. I think it's 90 pound. It's 9 by 12, but it's pretty much smooth paper. Today's quick experiment, I'm going to take some inks, the Bombay Indie Ink Brown, a little bit, I think, of the black ink, and I want to kind of visually texturize it and use it for kind of drawing a map on top of. So 9 by 12, I'll probably, in another session, I will do the drawing. I'm not sure if I'm going to film that. I'm just kind of still exploring the maps and whatnot. But I'll cut it down to 8.5 by 10.5 so it would fit underneath the mat. So I have my water here. I put the clips on just because if it is 90 pound, it is going to try to buckle quite a bit. I don't even know if it's sized, meaning treated with something that that watercolor paper is usually treated with. But I do believe it's 100% cotton. And I know I'm always talking about the Stonehenge Aqua and that Legion brand, but I just really like cotton paper. Okay, so I just saturated my paper. It is starting to buckle up. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but I'm not too concerned about that now. I'm gonna grab, oh my God, I soaked up all that brown ink. I'm gonna have to put some more brown ink out. So visually texturize, make just an interesting background. I do have pre-tinted paper from the Stonehenge brand, the Legion brand. I also have some tinted watercolor paper from Bockingford, but I'm also thinking starting off with smooth paper might help with some of the finer nibs that I'll probably wind up using for my drawings later on. I ordered some more micron pens last night. I've been debating between micron pens and repeatographs or technical pens, which are refillable, and they take, like, you know, the special drawing ink that's light, fast, and permanent. But I haven't really pulled the trigger on getting one of those yet. I've also been looking at more kind of crow quill nibs for the dip pen, but I need to play around and find out what type of what type of ink works best with the crow quill nibs. If it's that big 12-ounce bottle of India ink by Speedball, then I think it would totally be worth it. But I do have some other nibs that I inherited from my my friend's grandma. I essentially adopted her as my grandma. It's actually one of my longest running friends. Mid-30s right now. My first time ever hanging out with him. I don't know if it was 4th or 5th grade. His name is Chris. He lives up on Fire Island up in New York, and he works at one of the towns. And we'll use WhatsApp to kind of FaceTime and call each other, and we use a website. It's Board Game Arena. We'll use different ones to play board games against each other. And it's just a lot of fun. I'm I'm glad that in today's day and age, I'm capable of doing that with my best friend still, you know, even though he lives miles upon miles away. I'm gonna take some salt. I'm gonna sprinkle that on. This is kind of a coarse salt. I don't usually use salt texture that often, but it does have good effects. If I use it over the overall piece, I'm not sure how it affects it. I know Lois Davidson has been using salt a lot in her videos lately, in her experiments. She's been getting some great textures. I think as you use salt, you'll start figuring out what level of wetness works the best. The coarseness of the grain works best, etc. Okay, so so the salt will absorb some of that water. It'll create that texture there. I could probably drop water in different spots if I wanted to create blooms. So in fact, I might just take the eyedropper and get some blooms in place, and hopefully that's showing up on camera. And I think that'd be a cool background effect for a map. Probably use this if you were painting a window or something like that. It'd be fun. Maybe what we'll do is we'll paint one of these as a background and then watercolor over it one day, because the ink is very resistant to water and it works great for watercoloring over it. I'm going to pause the camera to do a dry off, and then we'll wipe off the salt and we'll see how it looks. Okay, here we are after it's dried off. I'm going to pause the camera again so I can go brush this salt off over the garbage can. I'm just going to use a big old brush and just scrape against it. I found that if you push it like this will help get it up if you're having trouble with it. And I'll be right back so we can see what it looks like. Well, I gotta say, this texture is more than I could have hoped for. While scrubbing off the salt, I had a whole bunch of different ideas. Painting a flower on top of this, trying to control our blooms more, and maybe using the blooms to mimic areas of woods or water on the map that you create. There's a lot of potential here with this to start off. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you use for texture, if you use salt and whatnot. There's other things you can use, so I'm curious. And check out my Patreon down below if you want to support this channel, and of course please like and subscribe. I will be back soon with more videos. Have a great day.